Hey everybody, hope you're all doing well. My name's Xlemy, and today we're going to get into the Valorant patch notes for update 4.04. This is going to kick us off for the first day of the month, actually, March 1st, and is actually the first update for the new season. So this is going to have the long-awaited Yoru rework, we have the Icebox rework, as well as a few agent patches or buffs and nerfs that we've been waiting for a while. So let's just get right into that and hopefully get to tear it up in ranked and stuff. Starting off in the new update, we have Omen, and I think they did Omen really good in this update actually. So for the dark cover, firstly, which is just smoke, the cooldown was reduced from 40 to 30 seconds, so that's already great. I think he got his smokes way too slow as compared to someone like Astra, who was out of this world. All right, no pun intended. So then we had his cost increase from 100 to 150 though, which is unfortunate a little bit, but I mean it's not the worst thing in the world. But his projectile speed increased from 2800 to 6400, which means his smoke is gonna travel across the map like fast. Like, when you see an Omen smoke traveling and that boy's going like kind of fast already, or like it just looks weird, but not that boy's about to zoom. So we can only imagine what that's gonna be like. And then for his paranoia, he can no longer blind you when you're right in front of him. So if I'm like right here, I'm Yoru right now, but if I'm right here and I have a teammate right to my left, then I wouldn't have to worry about paranoiing them just because they're right next to me. That was stupid anyway. It shouldn't have been a thing. So it's good. Next. All right, next we have Brimstone, and it's starting off short and sweet here with him. We have a sky smoke, and his deploy time has decreased from 2 to 1 seconds, so your smokes are going to come down a little bit faster. Also, you have more areas to choose from when deploying those smokes because his deploy radius has increased from 5,000 to 5,500. So the little mini map that he pulls up when deploying smokes won't be as small. And then his smoke height has also increased to match other controllers, which means I believe the vertical height of the smoke will be a little bit higher to match smokes like Astra's and Omen. So then now the one that really has me interested with Brimstone is the stem beacon, and that's his 15% speed boost that he will be acquiring with it in addition to the rapid fire. This could be cool for Neon to do some crazier faster plays, but I'm kind of worried because like you also got people like Jet that will like, okay, smoke dash into sight and then she's already speeding and then she has rapid fire too. It's making the game a bit more mobile, but we'll just have to see how that plays out. I think this could cause for an interesting meta if Brim is to come back in. Alrighty, and now we have the long awaited Astra nerfs. We've all been needing them. Astra is terrible. She does not just, ooh. Oh, all right. Anyway, all right. So starting off with Astra, we're going with her stars, and her max star is already reduced from 5 to 4, so we're starting off strong there. And the cooldowns on retrieving a star is increased from 14 to 25 seconds, which I think is also very positive. You're going to be putting less stars on the map, which means there's less abilities for Astra to use. Really good stuff, Valorant gods. Guys are doing great. Guys are doing great. Astra can now also pick up play stars during the buy phase to refund their charge immediately, so she can just get her stars right back if she places one down by accident, which is fantastic. The max distance of a star placement is also increased to basically, I guess, the max, so she can pretty much put a star anywhere on the map no matter where she is, but she could practically almost do that anyway, so I mean, okay. Then we have the gravity well. So with the gravity well, the cooldown is increased from 25 to 45, which is her pull ability. The gravity well size is decreased from 525 to 475. So that means there's less of an area for you to be able to be pulled into or pulled from, sorry. So the well will be a little bit smaller, and the gravity well also no longer affects anyone fully underneath it. So if you're underneath the ability from like heaven or something, it can't necessarily pull you. I believe Nova has the same effect. It can't concussion anybody. Also, speaking of Nova Pulse, the cooldown increased from 25 to 45 seconds as well. So that seems to be the base for her main two trouble abilities. So I'm glad that it's taking longer for those. And then with her Nebula, which is her smoke, the cooldown has increased to 25 seconds from 14, which is wow. I wasn't expecting that much of a nerf for her smoke, but that's interesting. And then her Nebula cooldowns are now sequential instead of simultaneous. So that means that if she uses one, then that one has to take its time to recharge, as well as the other one. They don't all charge up at once. Awesome. Nebula size increased from 410 to 475. So I believe this matches many other people's smoke as well, such as Brimstone and Omen. So awesome. Also, lastly, in her astral form, which is where she's putting down the smokes and whatnot, pings are no longer blocked by level geometry that Astra cannot see. So let's say you ping at a certain area up top on heaven or somewhere, you can now see that it's not blocked anymore. Astra's targeting ring and astral form is reduced from one ring that reflects the now. She got some cool stuff. Okay, next to Viper. The rest of these changes I'm not too worried about, but everything else we're really excited to see as far as nerfs go for Astra, so that's amazing. Alrighty, so next we're on to Viper here, and it seems like she's got more so some visual cues going on with her that have been changed as opposed to really big changes, other than her feel, of course, which we will go into here. When her fuel train increased from 50% when Toxic Screen and Poison Cloud are both active. That is huge. You probably shouldn't do that anymore. You're gonna really waste a lot of utility if you're starting off with a wall and a cloud going off at the same time as soon as the round starts, and you may be giving up sight. So be wary of that. Then we have our Toxic Screen and Poison Cloud, which seems to have the exact same changes for both of them. So Toxic Screen cooldown after deactivating increased from 6 to 8. So she's gonna have to take some more time to put up her wall as well. Same thing going with the Poison Cloud. And then the cooldown timer now starts when her smoke starts dissipating instead of when you get that little visual cue when you press the button typically. And then the deactivation delay has also decreased from 1 to 0.8. Same thing for the Poison Cloud. So it takes less time to deactivate your utility, but it takes more time to bring it up. And if you have them both at the same time, you ain't gonna have no more utility. No other way to put it. Next, also, or lastly, we have the snake bite and the duration decreased from 6.5 to 5.5. So if you have any pesky little vipers that's trying to do little lineups and stuff, you know, their snake bite's gonna last a little less longer. But you know, I don't know, it's still gonna be hard to combat if you ask me. Alrighty, and next we have Yoru in this. Been waiting so long for this, and I've been waiting on this rework for a while, so I'm really excited to finally see it drop, and I'm pretty sure many of you are too. So let's just get right into it. First, we have his fake out ability. His fake out being a whole new ability, which is his ult ability, where he can do something little like that. He can send out clones, right? When he sends out his clone, it goes out full speed, and it also reacts just like a TP. So if you put it at anything diagonal, it will move just like the TP. Eventually, he goes away after he doesn't hit anything or sees anyone. Once the clone sees someone, the clone will turn and it will set off a cone. If you are in that cone, you will be flashed. We talked about this in my previous video, did a whole little talk about that, so be sure to check that out if you want to have a more in-depth guide on that. Next, we have the gate crash ability. Also, big change. This is with his TP. So not only does Yoru get 2 TPs now, which is kind of crazy if you ask me, they travel faster, which is something nice, and you can fake them. So I think this is really cool for him. This gives him so much more, not only replay value in my eyes, because always thinking about the constant plays that you can come up with him is going to be fun and trying him out. But Yoru as a character has just really been lacking, and I think a fake TP is something that really adds to his character. It's something that we've been asking for a bit, and to see it executed properly is very nice. Also, this is a new icebox map. So lastly, we have the dimensional drift, sorry. With dimensional drift, this is his ult. It's gonna last for 10 seconds now, which is also really amazing. I mean, the extra 2 seconds can change you, like that can get you around the corner before you get shot, before the ult goes off. That's happened with Yoru a lot of times. But not only that, once you ult, you can use all your abilities in your ult, which is really interesting if you ask me. You can set off your TP, can send off your decoy, can flash, can fake your TP, literally everything. So overall, I feel like the Yoru rework was what I wanted, and a little bit more, to be honest. I feel like his ult was balanced in the sense of where you can see hear his footsteps rather, but you can't necessarily get out of your ult real fast to just shorty somebody or classic somebody. It takes too long. So I feel like this was executed properly, and I'm really excited to see what the pros do, as well as Red. I want to see what he does with Yoru, because I know it's going to be some crazy stuff going on there. Alright, and last but not least, we got some map updates here. Starting off with map updates, we have Ascent. B orb can now be taken from the lower box instead of the top box that was previously needed in order to pick up the orb. So this is going to be really nice. I have an image of that on the screen so for you guys to see. But what I'm really excited for is Icebox. It's gotten some nice adjustments that I think will make the quality of life for Icebox as a whole just way better. So we can see green, be green. This door used to be on the side here. Well, they shifted it to this side, and we can see that here in the after picture. I feel like this could make some really good plays for the attackers, and it will stop attackers from double peeking this and constantly getting collided or taking unnecessary damage because they can't see who's in front of them due to what's going on here with the other teammate being in front of them here. So that'll be interesting. Then we can also see from a further away image what it will look like without having a door there, which is honestly quite it's kind of nasty. If you ask me, I'm not going to be used to that when I'm first playing it. Also, we can see for green lane, it's been slightly widened. So we can see here, these are shifted. Pretty interesting. I think it's due to yellow moving. So yellow will be shifted, as you can see here. And these boxes are going to be here. So I think that's going to kind of help as far as this widening area goes. Going to kind of give you like just a little bit of a gap if you're going to be challenging a fight there. Then also we can see the yellow container has been adjusted. I'm sorry, not the yellow container. The lower container has been adjusted. We no longer will have this little lower opening here, which is going to be really interesting. I feel like this will help not only when it comes to peeking from this crate here, but when it comes to peeking behind yellow now, sorry, I feel like that will also bring up some nice plays instead of having to always worried about someone being here. I also forgot to add, when this gets closed, with the new update, we'll have fights from this little area in this corner all the way at crate here. I feel like we're going to see constantly a lot of fights there, and that this could be a simple little power position over here, because behind this crate or at the edge of this crate, you'll be able to watch not only this long area here, but you'll also be able to watch where this crate once was or over here. Now, as long as you don't make yourself too vulnerable by peeking over the crate too much and getting like in this area, you should be fine just watching these two angles a little bit. So I feel like that could help. But I digress. On to the next part of the map changes. We can see that we've had not only that, but outer wall B has been changed as well, which is going to be some interesting things. I think it's really nice not having to always have to worry about where they're coming from, because you had 1, 2, probably behind this little skinny part, and then kitchen, and then stairs. You know, it's a lot of places that you could have been peeked from when looking at outer wall and B. So it's really nice that they've made that change as well. All right, next we have a top view of what it would look like on B. And not only that, we can see that the crates have been shifted. This crate was shifted from the little edge here where the most common plant spot was on Icebox, all the way to over here, at least for B. So next we're going to go over to mid in the kitchen. In the kitchen area, we can see this area is a bit more wide. You won't have to aim directly like at this area near this little keypad anymore. It seems like you'll have a little bit more leeway and people have a little bit more area to swing from, which can be good, but at the same time scary as well. So that'll be an interesting change when it comes to claiming kitchen or declaring kitchen. And then next we can also see the shift of the crate. Boom, boom. That's going to be interesting as well. So you're no longer going to be shot from somebody waiting from here when you're just trying to walk past two. You know, that's going to be less annoying. So I think that's going to be a good quality of life change as well. Almost done with the changes here. I see that we have the ramp here. The ramp used to be a full ramp, but now it seems like it's going to be a singular. And the reason that they made this change was now you could smoke this and be perfectly fine. You wouldn't have to waste essentially 2 smokes on here just because you weren't trying to deal with someone's head glitch. So if you're committing to ramp or you're watching mid and somebody smokes it, you're gonna have to peek on this side or else you're not gonna really be seeing anybody or defending mid at all. So I feel like that's gonna be a good change, and I feel like this is gonna help the attackers a ton on the map. Not only that, we see some A site changes, which seems really not too crazy, but kind of interesting. So here, you know, we had this little spot. I don't even know what to call this thingy, if I'm being honest, but they changed it to a box. So what's interesting is now, I mean, of course people could just shoot you behind the box or somebody just throw something there, but at least you're less vulnerable, and this can add to some more plays that can be happening on the side of A. So that'll be interesting as well to see. One of the big changes though that I'm really interested about is the head glitch on pipes is now gone. And before, head glitching on pipes was a big thing. People love to do that. No more. We're good. So I think this is going to be really great. And another change would be, sorry about that, you can no longer be picked from this little top part at lights, which I think is fantastic. There's been too many times where a jet will be right on top of the screens and they will just be shooting at my little legs and I can't do nothing about it because I barely even see them. So I'm glad to see all these icebox changes. I feel like these are all great and I'm honestly just excited to play the map, to be honest. Alrighty, and that's gonna be the new update for Valorant 4.04. What do you guys think about it? Honestly, I think this is a good patch. I feel like we got some good nerfs and buffs there, and I feel like the adjustments to Icework were to Icebox were needed, and they were really nice. So hopefully you guys agree. Let's talk about it in the comments down below. Like the video, subscribe if you liked it, and yeah, hope you guys have a good one. See you next time.